I think our current spaces get in the road because they don't offer anything to the imagination of the teacher. I mean, I think a good teacher in a bad space will just forget the space and get on with something that is engaging. But a teacher who doesn't have that level of imagination, and it probably takes a fair bit of imagination to use a bad space well, but for someone who's struggling or new or hasn't really thought about it a lot, if that person is presented with a kind of space that doesn't offer an alternative way of doing something, the default setting will be to stand and talk. And that will inevitably turn into a lecture, and then, you know, it all goes to hell in a handbasket from there, I think. So it's to do with the individual lecturer more than anything, in my view. But if you provide them with a space that gives cues for their behaviour, then I think probably you'll get closer.
What kind of cues would you like to see?
Oh, well, one of the first, I mean, if one wanted to stop didacticism, one would stop putting rows of people facing one person, because the one person who walks in will default to lecturing. That's what the room tells you to do. So if the room tells you something else, like if it's brightly coloured instead of dull, if it's set up in groups as opposed to rows, if it has no furniture at all, if the furniture is stored somewhere and can be brought out and done what you like with, that means that the facilitator of whatever's going on in there has to think about it and has to organise some kind of activity around what's there.